Hello, my name's Matthew Papicelli and I'm here today to do the SPE 205 Biomechanics Assignment 3, which is to use a piece of technology to study biomechanical movement. I've chosen to analyse the biomechanics of a free throw using an app called Coach's Eye that I've purchased from the Apple App Store for a cost of $6.49. I've also made a further in-app purchase of the angle tool to measure angles of movement. So this is a total cost of $13 overall. Further in-app purchases such as the stopwatch function are available. Premium tools are all available at an extra cost. Coach's app seems to be a fairly reasonable tool. You can record directly into the app, or you can import from a camera roll or from Dropbox. It automatically tags the videos and keeps them organised for you. You can compare two videos side by side. You can freeze the videos and use slow motion. You can also draw on them. You can create audio commentary and also annotate the videos as well. Sharing the videos is fairly easy. You can do this via email, text, Facebook, Twitter or YouTube, all using links, and you can email them directly to people. The next part of the video will show the user interface capability as I analyse myself shooting a free throw from a frontal and sagittal view. The Coach's Eye app is very handy in its function. As you can see here, I have a sagittal view and a frontal view of myself shooting a free throw. You can do things like zoom in as you need to on the video on both sides. You can play the video at full speed. You can slow-mo the video. You can bring the video back to where you need to and freeze frame it. Tools that are available in here, you can highlight important things like how the player is holding the ball. You can draw straight lines to see how the player is relating to the floor. You can draw squiggly lines to indicate bent knee, or if you would like it to be something different. You can even measure the angles of the arms, etc., which helps from a biomechanical point of view. And that's pretty much it within the app itself. What I'll do now is I'll break down a free throw from the frontal and sagittal view using this app. Looking at the sagittal view, the free throw can be broken into three stages. The preliminary movement. I'm a left-handed free throw shooter, so this means I place my left foot close to the free throw line. My right foot is placed behind the left in a stagger stance to give a centre of balance, with my feet approximately shoulder width apart. If the foot placement is too close, it may cause balance problems when completing the movement. In common to all players, I bounce the ball to mentally ready myself for the shot. In the backswing, the ball is held at waist level. The knees should be flexed at 90 degrees, but as you can see, my knee flexion is about 147 degrees, so this means I should be placing my bottom closer to the floor. The trunk flexion is closer to 50 degrees. So when you look at that, I'm probably sitting closer between 32 and 35, so could be leaning slightly forward a bit more with the ball at waist level. As we move into the shot, the trunk extension causes the knees to flex downwards towards the floor, and the ball is raised up to shoulder level. The knee flexion is increased. You can see this as the new degree angle is 124 degrees. Once again, still could be putting my butt slightly towards the floor. The non-shooting hand is to the side of the ball. Should be placed slightly behind centre This happens as the trunk rotates in the shot. The hand drops away and provides a guide for the shot. But as you can see here, my hand is almost over the top of the ball, which may cause problems on the release. In the follow through, this is the movement that produces the force. It's a kinetic chain movement. The knees extend, followed by the hips, and the ball is elevated using shoulder flexion. The elbow is extended and the wrist is in flexion. As you can see now, the trunk is vertical and the shooting shoulder should be in 140 to 150 degrees of flexion. We can check that using the tool. (148 degrees). My follow through is pretty decent. I'm happy with that. The elbow extension and wrist flexion are responsible for the application of the upward force and spin on the ball at the release. This will help to stabilise the flight of the ball as it makes its way towards the basket. In the frontal view, you can once again see my left foot close to the line, my right foot shoulder width apart. My right foot's pointing slightly outward, which can cause trouble on the rotation. My front foot should be pointing more towards the basket. It's on a slight angle, which may cause issues on the release. As we move into the backswing, a look at the basket and bring the ball up. And as we look at the ball here, we're taught that the foot, knee, elbow and ball should be perpendicular and all line up with each other. As you can see, I've got the 3 of the 4. What the problem is here is my arm is slightly out of whack, so when I actually release the ball, I'm releasing on an angle which may cause the ball to move slightly through the air as it moves towards the basket. You can also see here, as I was talking about in the sagittal view, how my fingers are on top of the ball. Once again, this may cause issues on the release if my hand's left on the ball too long. When we look at the follow through, as you can see here, trunk is in full extension now, wrist is in flexion, hand is being released from the ball. Looks like a pretty normal follow through. Eyes following the ball. As you can see, using the Coach's Eye app to analyse my free throws, I can see that I need a lot of work, and unfortunately the only way to do that is to actually go out and practice. The great Larry Bird, who was a 93% free throw shooter during his 20-year career in the NBA, he used to shoot 500 a day in college before breakfast, so it comes down to practice pretty much. In terms of the Coach's Eye app, I found it very easy to use. It gives a good quality performance. The app hasn't crashed at all. The ability to compare side-by-side videos is a function I found really useful. You can also quickly compile video and provide authentic feedback and actually annotate and voice over, as you can see by the previous footage, to provide instant feedback to the athlete. For me, they're the positives in the app. The negatives, you can't take a snapshot from the video if you want to just take a freeze frame. The app can be very expensive. There's a number of premium tools you can buy. So as I said before, I've already spent $13 on the app and the angle tool. There are a number of other tools that are available for purchase, such as a stopwatch function and highlight function, probably another $7 or $8 each, and plus you have the ability to buy cloud storage. You need to lower the resolution of the video to be able to do side-by-side videos. You can't do them in full HD. Not so much of a negative, but does fall in that category. And I just don't think the measurements are as accurate as other apps that are out there on the market, such as the Simimove app, where I've seen it actually measures the degrees of movement as the athlete is actually moving, whereas this is something where you have to draw it on there, so I don't know if this will be as accurate as others. In terms of the app as a whole, I found its functionality great. I'll definitely be using it for other things. It might not be for more in-depth biomechanical analysis, but it can come in useful for other functions involved in my basketball life. Thanks for listening. I hope this has been useful for you. It has been for me, and thanks for tuning in.